Chris Grant, Ludwig Kietzmann, Justin McElroy, writers, gamers, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that all gamers have. Then, an accidental overdose of gamer grub radiation alters their body's chemistries. And now, when the three grow angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. The creatures are driven by rage and pursued by an investigative reporter.
Huffington Post, don't make me angry. You would like me to be angry.
The creatures are wanted for a murder they didn't commit. The Joystiq Podcast is believed to be dead, and they must let the world think that they are dead, until they can find a way to control the raging spirits that dwell within.
Here's a little while.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
I cannot believe there's for sure empty seats. Wow, sort of tall person.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd fill up this room. We peeked in before, and
We had plans to escape, like smoke grenades, just what happened to those guys? They were embarrassed, they disappeared.
I had the utmost confidence. I mean, I think our show is pretty good, so. Don't be so down on us.
There's a joke that we don't coordinate these things very well.
Yeah.
And,
Sorry.
and
My dad's in radio.
we were just in our hotel room for the last couple hours doing most of this show. So
That's a lot of people say that, but it's cruel. Honestly, it hurts our feelings. So, welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming, and thank you for our faith, and give yourselves a big hand. It all fell apart. So, what? Yeah. No. I will drink that if it comes to that. So, PAX East has come. We're all here together. Did you guys have a good trip in?
my trip was uneventful.
Did you happen to get on the right bus?
The situation was normal. I got on the right bus. I just got in at 4 a.m. and then I sat in the lobby of my hotel for 4 hours.
Also, I was with him making sure he got on the right bus. So
Yeah.
That's really my expertise.
Chris told me that he had gotten in, he rode the bus here at 12, got here at 4 in the morning, the hotel wouldn't check him in, these guys. And I asked if he was going to be sleepy all day, and he said, no, I have crack. So, he's from Philadelphia, I don't know. The Philadelphia.
You give it out when you leave.
I had an interesting trip. I got onto the plane, and we were waiting to taxi, and my nose started gushing blood.
So here's the first question I ask anybody when they have a nosebleed, and be honest.
Okay.
Were you picking me?
No, I would own up to it. I've said some pretty heinous things on this show. I don't think I would have any reason to hide it. I was not picking. At the time, I was just... I write about video games. What do you mean?
Justin's more of an earwax guy anyway. I've seen
Yeah, I'm more sleep crud. No, I was not picking. It was the change in... I just got off a connecting fault, so my nose started gushing. And it sort of down my face, and I've got my, like this, and that's not a good look. This is usually where people keep, like, napkins and paper towels and things. So I reach up like this to press the stewardess button with, like, my fist there, and I was trying to push the button, and because I only had the one hand, so I didn't want to take it off and press the button. So eventually I got the stewardess. Blood is, at this point, I mean, if you don't have something to stop it, that bitch is gonna bleed. Like, it's gonna bleed. Like, you've got to have...
To death.
Yeah. So it will bleed. It will bleed pretty badly. So the stewardess comes over and hands me a wad of paper towels, and I correct myself. The woman next to me, of course, is looking at me like a leper. She was looking at me from Adam, and I eventually get it stopped, and she says, "Do you need to go back to the gate?" And of course I didn't, but for a moment, that power was intoxicating. I could be that guy for once. I could be, just turn it around. Look at this thing. I need my Miwok to come and pick me up. So that was my trip. The 2 hours, this lady still looks at me every once in a while. This. I don't know if they're red in the back of the house, but maybe in the video feed later.
It was the kind of look you'd give somebody bleeding from his face on flight. Communicative.
I have this bag of lozenges. These are cough drops because I'm not feeling myself. And I've been taking these pretty much all day. But there's a good thing in all this. So I think that I could be patient zero at this PAX. That means that I could get a lot of Twitter followers, because for like at least 2 weeks from the show is ending, people will be saying, "Oh man, I still have this disease, and who the hell is PAX? Patient zero?" And it could be me. But I have one concern. I probably picked this up at GDC, which means there was a patient zero over there. And if that gets traced back to that guy, then I lose my fame. So I have to make sure this is covered up, because I don't want to be like the Millie of diseases, right? I want to have ownership of this.
You don't want to be the Milli Vanilli of making people miserable. Sorry in advance, by the way, you're all getting sick. People get sick at GDC, you're getting sick.
Shouldn't have kissed him, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was nice though. So we made an outline of the show before we started, and we wrote it down on a notebook here.
Did anyone bring that?
Did not bring that. Did not bring
I remember what the next step was though, ready?
What? Well, we're gonna, yeah.
What games did you play here at PAX East?
What you been playing, Sam?
I forgot that we were doing the whole thing.
That's cheap, man. This is what it's like doing a podcast with a chameleonaire.
You only get this experience if you have like insanely expensive headphones.
Yeah. We'll edit that out later. So that part of the exchange. That's a secret, exclusive donor stuff. So, you didn't play anything, did you? Didn't you? A little bit, yes.
I played a game. I played Outland. It's coming to XBLA and PSN. It's developed by Housemarque. They did Super Stardust HD and recently did Dead Nation. It's an excellent game. I think if you like this sort of trend of really stylish 2D platformers, you need to look into it. It's got a great rhythm to it. It's got an element that's kind of like Ikaruga, where you can switch colors and different platforms will support you depending on what color you are, and you'll be able to dodge bullets. Like a lot of the enemies shoot out patterns of bullets. It's kind of like that's the element of shooter to it. But I mean, they're thinking about selling, asking $10 to $15 for it. Amazing art style. It's kind of based on Japanese shadow plays. There's another game that you might have seen recently called Min 2 Jump, coming from Software. Similar visual style. But if you like a game that feels, like the feeling of movement and motion in the game is important to you, like N+, or even Super Meat Boy, then you need to keep an eye on this game, and it's playable at the Ubisoft booth, so go check it out.
It's really what a neat idea, I think, to take Ikaruga and sort of transmute it into a platform.
And it's much easier than Ikaruga also.
That's good. Yeah. Not for me, I mean. I get all, not a big deal. I get all the points, so I'm not concerned. Yeah, I played because new Call of Juarez. I don't know. We might have mentioned it on the show. Maybe not the most.
Which one is that? That's the Western one, right?
Yeah, that's the one with Ice Cube and Halle Berry in the Old West.
And it's Ice T. You keep getting Ice T and Ice Cube confused.
It's not.
You get your ices confused.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's my ice. I didn't say vanilla ice. It's something. Yeah. Closer. I'm getting there. It was ice. What? What's going on? By the way, if you, I want to mention this. I want to mention this up front. If you've never listened to our show before, in-jokes, it's just weird. I just want to say that up front before we go too much farther. So, Call of Juarez, the Cartel, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is I was not super hip on it, because I like it. I like Bound in Blood a lot, and I think we said this in the show, that last year you just had the most popular Western that's ever been in history, so let's take it out of Westerns, because those obviously aren't flying off the shelf. So, but it's a modern game, and one of the dudes is like a distant descendant of the preacher guy from anybody Bound in Blood. You remember the?
Did they have to make that connection? Really?
By law, yes, I think so. And he does quote scripture because his dad was a pastor, but he's also a bad dude, so he uses a lot of foul language.
He comes from the Samuel L. Jackson School of Scripture.
Precisely,
right?
Yeah.
Watch it.
So it's a 3-player co-op game that has drop-in, drop-out.
3 is a weird number.
Yeah, 3 is a weird number. It has drop-in, drop-out co-op, and you know, one of you controls the team. Somebody is playing and they lose interest, they can quit, and the AI takes over, which I guess is what drop-in, drop-out means. So it's probably unnecessary for me to explain that. But the neat thing about it is that each of the 3 characters is doing something different. So in the scene he showed me, there was one of the guys had been kidnapped, and that's okay, you can go right ahead. One of the guys had been kidnapped, and he was in a sort of group of bad guys, and he gets a hold of a pistol. He's trying to shoot his weapon. He's trying to stay alive. And they have another guy who's a sniper up high, and he's taking shots and trying to cover that dude. And then there's a third guy who's sort of rushing the captive guy. And depending on what character you're controlling, you're going to have a very different experience. So there's a lot of reason to play it again. You'll have people sort of arguing about who they want to be. I want to be this guy that's more fun at this level. And you can play through as any character you want to. So again, you're going to have a different gameplay experience depending on each of those. The other one they showed was you're like doing a podcast.
I'll take a picture.
You're just doing the panel. You can't get people for that. You're EIC.
Okay, you.
So he had a racing level. So there was one dude driving, and 2 other guys were shooting out their window at the I don't know. I didn't play it. Bad guys.
Bad guys.
Kill
Enemies.
them. Kill them.
Nazis.
Yeah. Shoot you. Nazi zombies. Yeah. Cartel guys, I guess. Drug dealers. I hope, because they're in cars. Like they don't paint them or something. I don't know how they know that. Get that guy. But he told me this gentleman is very nice from Techland, who I don't know their country of origin.
Poland.
And he said, since you are a cop, you cannot kill innocent people. Some innocents, okay. Kill too many, you fail the mission. Really?
I don't know what your brand of justice is in West Virginia, but that sounds accurate.
Is that how
That's
cops
how it
work?
works, yeah.
Ricky, that's your fourth baby. You're out. You killed too many innocent people. Like that's their grand vision of how cops.
Give me a badge and your gun. We're gonna have to look over this a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna take this back to the IA guys and see if that was a necessary. It's like the Wire of Western video games. But I expressed to him, I said, what's up with the Western thing? Because you guys had a Western franchise. Westerns are back. The way he put it to me is in a manner that was much like PR spin. He couldn't really look at me and say, well, Call of Duty is really popular, so we just make it modern, sell more. But he said that they had always believed that there were elements of the Western that would carry over. So things about that, the grittiness there, and the themes of loyalty and horses. Maybe horses. There's probably a horse.
There might be a horse out there.
And goats climbing ladder. That's a Call of Juarez, we've never seen it. Would carry over to a modern game, and they said this is their opportunity to sort of prove that, I guess. So I don't know. It looks neat. Graphics. It's using a Chrome 5, which is the 5th version of the engine they used for both Brothers in Blood.
Down in Blood. Bullet Bros. If you guys don't know, Techland, they're also doing Dead Nation, or Dead Island, which was the
Dead Zone.
Dead Zone, Island of the Dead, which was the game with the trailer. And everyone's like, doesn't look the gameplay.
Yeah, so what do you gotta been doing something today, right? You did
I'm
something.
busy. I do other things. I'm busy.
You networking?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get a lot of guff from mostly these two.
Deservedly so.
Maybe. I thought we'd do a fun.
You're like racking your brain right now.
A roll
I want to know
reverse.
what
We do a roll
reverse. Okay.
So everyone out here is saying, Chris doesn't have time to play a single game of PAX today? I was busy. So what we're gonna do?
That's what you're gonna roll with?
We're gonna roll.
You're gonna use the transition to get out of the question, right? Is that what you-
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a segue. I'm gonna ride it all the way to this next segment. What we're gonna do is ask people in the audience how many of them want to do our job. It looks easy, right? So.
Like that, just what you saw there? Taxi. I'm gonna have somebody come on and throw a James Brown style cape over me in just a second. IMD.
We're gonna go get massages after this because it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
We're gonna ask for a raise of hands. Whoever in the audience thinks they could do our job better than we do.
Well, don't phrase it like that. Come on. I would like to do our job.
Who wants our job?
Really, and think about this, okay? Really think about
Think
this.
about it. We're gonna have the dinosaur come find one person.
Who really wants to raise your hands?
He's gonna point at them. He's gonna find somebody in this audience, point at them.
Really
We're gonna
want-
have you come up here for a new segment.
A new segment we're calling.
We call. You're gonna come up on stage and do something.
Okay. Everybody.
All right.
Hey, come on up, buddy. Come on. Okay.
All right. So here's how it's gonna work.
So video games. What's up? Hello. What's your name?
Elias,
Elias. It's a pleasure, Elias.
Mexican accent.
I said it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Elias, what did you think you said? You're doing great so far. Don't panic.
So what we're gonna do? We've got here a 3DS. We've got Super Street Fighter 4. We're gonna have Elias play this for the next 20 minutes while we take Q&A from the audience. And then he's gonna tell you all about the 3DS. Because it's easy. It's an easy game.
It's easy games. Everybody, let's hear it for Elias. Cool. So, good luck. Shit. You know the jig's really gonna be up when he's like, I'm done in 10. So what's up? Not a big deal.
Nothing's rigged to explode, by the way.
So let's do some Q&A for a little while. Give our boy Elias some time to.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some time. He's busy getting his review on. So if you have a question or just wanna talk, just wanna hang out.
I see.
Yeah, like that guy. He's like, I just wanna put it
He's supposed
down.
to get there
Ready to
as quickly
act.
as possible.
So line up and we'll start. Doing this.
No questions from no questions from dinosaurs. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No.
No.
Never thought you were that kind of person.
It's West Virginia. They have someone
He's not that
there.
hard.
Want to get this on video too?
Okay, good.
Hi.
iPad is questionable. Are you buying the iPad 2? I've been upgraded.
If you're gonna ask me about one of my sordid affairs, it's gonna be a flat denial.
I just want to say I love the podcast and guys keep up the good work. I have a question. This is something that's been bothering me a couple times when I've listened to the podcast. Every time you guys talk about handhelds like PSP and DS, sometimes you bring up the fact like, why did they design these games to be such long wheels? You guys reference iPod gaming or I should say smartphone gaming as like something that's a bit more appropriate. Do you feel that sometimes just do you take into account the not to sound like someone who's like, oh, look, Japan, but I mean like the Japanese lifestyle of like maybe lots of mass transit and that's why they have more time to play games like I don't know, Dragon Quest 9 or something.
Question. I would say in response, I'm not Japanese.
Okay.
I live in Japan.
All right.
I would also suggest that terms of global gaming audiences, the West is far larger than Japan, which is why features like Dragon Quest IX's tag system was hugely successful in Japan. Reasons why games like Monster Hunter are hugely successful in Japan, where you have a chance of getting a population density on public transportation that allows for that type of experience, you don't get here. The reality is that all the people in the room, anybody here live in Japan? There's one guy, 2 people live in Japan. So out of the 2 people that live in Japan, I'm sure they're probably like, that's awesome. You just get your tag system out, you get all the stuff, it's cool. Everyone else is probably like, no. So
unless you're here. If you're here, it's
and here, your thing's blowing up. If you're checking out 3DS, you got a spot pass going on. That dude's probably blowing up. There's only 3DSs in the room. But in general, yeah, I think you're right. I think that we probably do discount that because it's not a gaming style that most Americans enjoy. Maybe unless you live in New York and take the subway every day.
Or there's probably a lot of, and I don't mean to discount this, but there's probably a lot of young people at the schools, you know, who have a higher concentration of, you know, handheld video games there because they are for kids.
Good point. I didn't think
Get that out, Brad. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I love my brother and me. I listen to it all the time.
Oh, thanks.
Keep up the
Very
good work.
kind.
Thank you.
What's up? Hey now.
Can we get a little love from Griffin down here?
What? Hey, Griffin, he's right here.
Come on.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Ew.
You guys have touched upon this on a previous podcast, but I was wondering, since the industry seems to be so tight-knit, like all the journalists and all the developers kind of like knowing each other pretty well, is there a specific time you can remember where you maybe talked about a game that didn't really get like the praise that maybe the developer thought it earned, and then you had to see that developer or, you know, someone in that, yeah.
So Justin was telling us a story today on the ride over here. Yeah, about a box of things. There's a box.
Oh yeah.
A certain box of items.
Now I don't know if I'm not supposed to. I wrote a review of a game called Fighters Uncaged, Unleashed for the Kinect, and I may have mentioned in there that I would rather eat a rain-soaked box of poison buttholes.
This was an IM conversation for 15 minutes where we were coming up with the most disgusting thing that wasn't too disgusting.
I worked on that gag. So I was told that there was someone in the either marketing department or somebody there at the studio who had kicked around the idea of fashioning a rain-soaked box of poison buttholes and sending it to me, but chickened out, I guess. So.
Would those be edible? I mean,
I hope so.
I mean, they're poisonous, for sure. Yeah.
envision them as dried peaches, by the way.
It would just be like dried fruit. And poisons. And covered in rain.
And buttholes.
And also buttholes. If you, so to answer your question, does it happen? Yeah. Is it awkward? Sometimes.
It's awkward, but you would be surprised. Most of the guys making games will.
Like they know.
They know. I mean, on it, like that's not a joke. Like they know if they just posted up a clunker. You know, it's not a huge surprise to them.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Yep.
Hi. Last year, I really creeped you out. So I apologize here first.
Yeah.
We creep out easily.
Yeah.
I will. My main question is like, at PAX, like, do you feel like smaller games like Mistplosion Man or like Battle Block Theater, like not like small, like less than large as like
Sure, like non-retail. Yeah.
Downloadable games.
Downloadable games, that kind of thing. Yeah.
not like Assassin's Creed system of deep traveling pants, like not like that.
Right.
Like more like that have a better chance at like exposing themselves and like showing more people than like would normally see them.
Yeah.
When we talk about people exposing themselves, then we are going to creep out again. Yeah, I mean, so if you look at our site right now on the Hero is like the big unit we have up top, and it says like, come check out games at PAX East, playable today, or playable PAX Fez, Bastion, other ones that I put up there.
I don't know. If it's not a box, I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways, a lot of the games that we pay attention to or are excited about are downloadable games. There's a lot of exciting stuff. You know, I think PAX East last year was Monday Night Combat. I think that was really exciting.
Ludwig, you were just talking about
he was just talking about the new Housemarque game.
Yeah, I mean, you just have such a better connection to the fans at this kind of show. I mean, there's no, I mean, even we have to wait in line to play games, right? Like, there's no separation, you know, no, like, I guess you could say privatization. And those kinds of games really thrive on that kind of feeling. I think Super Meat Boy, I mean, that was a huge hit, but it started out as sort of like an indie darling, and like, we gradually got exposed to it. And this kind of event is a great way to sort of start that off and, you know, grow from there. And press like us will pick up on that, and it'll get bigger and bigger from there.
Next question. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
So I was just texting my friend, when do you want to get drunk tonight?
What's the policy on cussing on this? Same as.
Is it people want to cuss at PAX panels?
Somebody said fuck it, Mega 64.
Well, now
Mega
the
64.
cherry's popping.
Alright, you did it.
All right.
I have a question for the audience. Where were like all of you guys last year at PAX East? There are so many of you now.
Yeah.
Last year was my first year, first time listening to the Joystiq Podcast last year at PAX East. This is my 1 year anniversary.
Is this the first time anybody else in the audience is watching this nonsense for the first time?
That's
You suck.
Wow, what a treat.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, so far, is it going okay? Seemed good.
In that year since I was last here, you had a site redesign. I was just wondering, how's that working out? How's it going?
Our site redesign?
Well, how's it going? It's going great. Do you guys like the site redesign?
Anybody miss the blue? Who misses the blue?
Yeah, who misses the blue?
Who
Yeah.
misses the blue? Yeah, thank you. I've not heard of that site. That's one of the scroll. That's great.
Next question.
How do you guys keep yourselves from punching each other in the face during arguments of your favorite games? Let's say.
Oh, it's so easy.
I know I lose, so I never bother doing that.
We all live many hundreds of miles away from each other.
Also, you'd be arrested. Like, people would think you were beating on a minor.
That's true. Yeah. And if I hit Justin, I think I was beating on a minor because he was in West Virginia. Get it? West Virginia.
And I have another question. What podcast do you listen to besides probably your own podcast?
Have you heard of My Brother, My Brother?
Yes.
I listen to, you know what my favorite podcast is? They don't publish it. You Look Nice Today. You should check that out. That's a good show.
Mine is, oh yeah, dude. I don't know. Anybody else? UID?
All right, next one.
Wait, did Ludwig have a point?
I was agreeing with My Brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Griffin, what's your favorite podcast? Yeah.
Yeah. We're not. God bless you.
Cookies.
Look at that. Now who's a high roller?
Hi. So I have a friend, MK, who's looking to change her gamer tag to something a better one that's also a warrior cat name. I already suggested Ramble Pelt and Peepo's Nasty Gilly. She said no to both of those. So I'm wondering, do you guys have any suggestions?
I like
Perforator.
What?
The perforator.
Ooh, the perforator.
Think about that.
Griffin used to have the best one, and I think he stopped using it. The Huggernaut. Why'd you change the Huggernaut? You got hacked. So you stole your Cheetos.
What's up?
So I'm a big board game fan, and yeah, I know. So the last few years, there's been a lot of board games coming out in digital media, like Axis and Allies, Risk, Blood Bowl, Small World, and I think that the iPad is pretty much the perfect platform for this. My question is, do you guys play any board games in digital media? And if not, are there any you'd like to see?
I wish there were more, honestly. I think it would be really cool to have. I play.
I'm going to give this whole entire room a word of advice. Don't ever play, ever, Risk with the brothers McElroy. Don't do it. Don't do it. They lie, and they will take your stuff.
Yeah, Risk. We played Risk Faction some. I've played my little sister-in-law. We played a lot of of Small World on vacations and stuff. There's a lot of other games like Last Night on Earth and Pandemic that I'd like to see come to. Last Night on Earth would work. Pandemic probably would, like on a digital platform. But those are the main two that I've been up on.
Nope. Risk Factions, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, that game translates so well to an online game. It's pretty impressive. And you don't have to like log out all the equivalent every time.
Also doing math and Risk is hard, so it's nice to do it on a computer.
Yo, hey, I have two questions. Sure. Chris, Ludwig, and Sir Bleeds a lot over there.
I'll take your second question first.
My first question actually is for Justin. Why do you hate great games?
What do I what?
Why do you hate great games?
Great games?
Lords of Shadow, what's up with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Any Lords of Shadow love in here?
Yes. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. The silence is deafening. Who thinks that game blows? Judgment meter. Yeah, it sucks.
Thank God for Letty, and I totally agreed with what you said. To me, it felt like a very overshadowed game for 2010, and I can.
Did you say over shitty or over
overshadowed? And I can't wait for the DLCs that's out at the end of the month.
I'm sorry the font wasn't to your liking, Justin.
Yeah,
the
sorry.
font, right? The
Sorry,
font's
you had
when you
reminders
right.
about the button presses. That's terrible.
And my second question is, how did you guys like get started? Did you all go to school for like journalism? Did you just like meet at a bar?
You know Clown School? Yeah. They've got that for games writers.
Yeah.
It's
there's more tumbling, surprisingly.
Yeah, a lot of nose honking. It's a long story, and we'd be here all day answering it. I'll give you the short version. He wrote for a newspaper, Letty wrote for websites, I was a carpenter. And they all got jobs at Joystiq because of that.
Yeah, what's up?
Right. Next one.
Hi, I just want to know, are we allowed to know who's the dinosaur?
It's just a dinosaur. Next question.
I need an explanation.
They really know you're not missing any gags.
What's under your
guys.
skin? I don't know.
It's just dinosaur meat, you know?
Yeah. Dinosaur guts.
I would like to know from each of you, first of all, your favorite Pokemon, and second of all, one piece of advice each of you would give to someone creating their own podcast.
Come up with an original hook. Come up with an angle and stick to it.
Come up with you would be shocked at how many podcasts, and I'm not excluding ours from this, but a lot of podcasts have an original idea and then eventually devolve into what they've heard in other podcasts. And I mean, I think probably every podcast, including ours, has been guilty of that. But and one of the things we learned with my brother and me is start short. Start shorter than you think you need to, because as soon as it starts dragging, people feel it. I know we've had, again, this is one of those.
Everyone's sitting down here now wondering when they're going to be over.
Yeah, so thanks. It's hurtful, but yeah, that's what I would say. Favorite Pokemon? Ghastly.
I can tell you who my favorite Pokemaniac is. That's Griffin McElroy.
Well, I would say on the podcast front, do it with friends. I mean, that's where you get the best discussions.
That's advice.
And one day I'll be on a show just like that. I guess I'll say Bulbasaur. That's the only one I can remember.
I can name a bunch. I just had to pick my favorites, guys.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Clayton from the JPEG.
Hey, what's going on?
I have a question, I think. Thank you.
Yeah.
A question I think it's kind of been asked a couple times on the podcast before, it's never been addressed fully. There are people who want to give you money to walk around with your brand on a shirt. Why can't we get Joystiq t-shirts?
That's a great question.
Yeah, how about that? The easiest answer is that I work for a very large company, and I quite honestly can't figure out how to do it legally. Can't. There's a lot of lawyers, and then sometimes the lawyers all get laid off, and they hire new lawyers, and I don't know what to do.
If you guys want to start making bootlegs, we'll never tell.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that part out. We are gonna do that.
Yeah, it's not my. I feel it's not a priority.
I'll keep on them this year. 2011
2011-12
in that season of
in the 12-month period starting today.
All right, we got time for a couple more. Hit me.
Justin, I just want to thank you for reading my Yahoo Answers questions every week on my Bim Bam.
Was this no Bim Bam show?
I have a lot of really weird problems. But what are you guys' most anticipated game this year?
What? Most anticipated?
Yeah, that's it.
Arkham City.
Arkham City.
It's Arkham City.
Yeah, it's me.
What's up, Skyrim?
Stuff it in your butt. Skyrim. Skyrim. Clearly Skyrim.
So, Dan, first PAX and convention completely. My question is, when I was younger, I really bonded with my dad over Half-Life of all games, and always grew up playing Pokemon, like basically everyone in here. What franchise would you say that you hold like the most nostalgia for, and that you just feel pure bliss in playing? Like, and you can't say Zelda or Mario.
Yeah, it's boring. Seaman. Seaman, I will get out and I will play Seaman every few years, just because when that game came out, it's so unlike anything that had come before it, and still, like, I'm not saying that there are a bunch of really great game design lessons to be learned there, but hasn't been anything else a lot like Seaman, and that's the one that I bust out. Plus any FMV games, nostalgic. I played Ground Zero Texas a few days ago. It was awesome.
I have an answer in two parts. Personally, the game that I always go back to and I feel that way about is No One Lives Forever, because it kind of captures exactly what I like about games. It's a great shooter, it's got great action, great dialogue, it's funny, it's amusing. But going back further, I'd say Doom, because with my late brother, we used to play that constantly. I would watch him play, do every single level, and together we just kind of memorize the whole thing. And all those sound effects, all those level design, everything is just locked away in my brain forever. So like, when it came on XBLA, I freaked out. But that's an awesome game.
Doom's a good one. I don't know. I think the closest thing I would have to a franchise that I really cared about for a long time would be Zelda. And I think like probably half the people in here probably don't have a lot of affection for it anymore. But most games I'm a little, I don't know, I'm like a shark. I keep moving, I don't go back or replay games a lot.
Never?
Keep going or die.
Never?
I'm nostalgic.
Really, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 specifically, in Episode 1 and Episode 2, I've replayed a couple times, which is really rare for me, because they're incredible. But not usually, no. I'm cold, heartless.
I'm nostalgic for a second ago when I had to buy a cookie. You're welcome. No, thank you. It was delicious.
Also, you don't happen to have another 3DS, do you?
No, I just thought.
It's okay.
We flew to Japan and brought that back by hand.
Yeah.
I have a question about the comment system. Could you guys never fix it? Because it makes articles from 5 years ago really absurd to read, and it's really funny.
Here's what I would say about our comment system. It is the worst I've seen on the internet anywhere on any site. I'm not afraid to say that. I've said that internally for how long? 5 years? It's been the worst on the internet since the day we had it. And
you could on your phone right now start a WordPress blog, and it will have a better comment system.
Absolutely. We will have a new comment system soon.
2011, 2012. In that sense.
Well, my real question was, could you guys never fix it? Because it makes like articles about like the release of the 360 way back in 2005, where half of the replies are replying to completely different people. It makes it really absurd and fun to read. So could you guys just keep that?
Yeah. Well, the old posts are going to be there. They're going to be just as stupid as ever.
They'll never be
Thank you. New ones will be great and well formatted and it'll be good. We're not.
And about Gears of War 4, because that's about the time frame we're talking about now. Hey.
First of all, clearly not a velociraptor because he can't open doors. And can I play that DS when he's done?
No, it's
run, dude.
All right. Wait, all right. Yeah, that's fine. Everything is preserved there.
Everything's good.
Safely. Everything's cool.
Everything's cool.
Yeah.
Everything's cool.
Everything's fine. Everybody's good. So, yeah, we'll just get the dinosaur back to the back of the room, maybe where he's more comfortable. He might be more relaxed back in the back of the room there. So what's the other question? What's the other question? I feel like I'm the coach of a minor league baseball team. What's up?
Can I play that DS when he's done?
Oh, no. Hey, what's up?
Hey, big fan of the podcast, big fan of the Ben Band.
Oh, thank you.
Where's TSAC?
Where is TSAC? So, yeah, TSAC doesn't cover video games like me and GSAC. I forget your nickname, but so he doesn't get to come out to shows, sadly. But if you're in the Chicago region, April 17th, be sure to stop by our live podcast.
Also, can I get my McElroy spoon?
Yeah, catch me after the show. We'll get that spooning on.
You and Ricker. That's right.
I was curious, what was your first PAX? What year, do you know?
My first one was PAX East last year.
Same.
Mine was PAX in Bellevue, Washington, 2006.
Back in the main Bauer Center?
Yeah.
Old school.
Old
My question is, have you seen the industry change with an event like this, one that's geared not towards the industry necessarily, but towards the fans? Has that had an effect?
It's gonna sound really simple. No.
Whoa.
I don't think so.
From downtown. I mean, like, I agree,
I think
but
that the companies come here and do marketing. It's a great way to reach people, but I don't think it affects the way they do anything. I think it's a great marketing opportunity for them.
I think that events like this probably help to sustain smaller games that wouldn't have gotten a lot of word of mouth before.
Sure. There's a reason you're seeing a lot of smaller games here.
I would like, actually, if one thing comes to these, I would like more fusion between the board game and video game community so they can learn lessons from each other. Because I think there's a lot video game designers could learn from people who are working purely on a game design intellectual level. I think at least. I don't make games, I don't know.
I would also add that you've got that position called community manager. I think that's kind of ideal for this kind of setting. They have panels and that right now, and that's kind of when the community interact with these people that they know, that they kind of view as a face for a company. That wasn't there for that long. So Major Nelson kind of started that. So.
Yeah. That's also Twitters and all the other stuff. Your Facebooks.
But staying in touch is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think thank you very much. I think it's time to get our man Elias back up here.
Whoa. See those moves, people? You need that to be a games journal.
Yeah.
So he's already got a leg up.
So, 3DS, have you played one before?
3DS or DS, you said?
3DS.
No.
So first time playing 3DS. Give us your quick impressions.
Very responsive. Like most Nintendo consoles, I grew up with the original Nintendo. Never break. I've had a DS for 5 years. Never broken. Battery's great. The controls never have to press it more than once for it to do what it has to do. The craftsmanship in Nintendo handhelds, it's just like, it's kind of like very nerdy. Just besides the fact that it's a video game, like the whole craftsmanship, I admire that.
Yeah, it's sharp. First, since you're the journalist and we are filling the role of commerce here, first. Also, gag.
How much did Sony pay to say that?
How much did Sony pay to say that?
How much did Sony pay?
Yeah. You're obviously a Nintendo plant, is what we're saying.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm all around. My love, I spread it, but my girlfriend over there, she was like, the back of the screen, can you touch it? I was like, no, babe, that's the Sony NGP.
So the 3D.
I'm all around because of the Joystiq blog. Long time, first time this.
What do you think of the 3D effect? Does it enhance the gameplay? Is it just eye candy?
Well, the game I was playing was Super Street Fighter 4. It's a fighting game. They did 3D wise, it's like the moves are popping. It did have a special fighting mode where it's like an isometric viewpoint. That's cool. But it was kind of more how should I say? It was difficult to play because I think isometric games like Tony Hawk 2 for Game Boy Advance was kind of hard to play because you can't see in front of you as much as you can from the 2D sort of your 3D. I'm waiting to see what actual 3D games, like where you move around, you know, in 360 degrees. But from a fighting game perspective, it looked really good. I mean,
did you leave the 3D on the whole time?
Yeah, I left it on. I did move it on to notice the difference, and it wasn't that much different. But
so what's the score? What's the score?
Yeah,
Out of 10. What's the score?
The score for the 3DS, I would give it a 8 out of 10. Out of 10.
8 out of 10?
That sounded more like a 7.
Sounded like a 7 to me.
Super Street Fighter 4, I would give it 10 out of 10 because I love Street Fighter.
If you're curious, that's the exact amount of time we play games before we give them a score.
There's a lot of video games going to work here, people. That's not right. You put that into work, you type that up, transcribe it, you're done.
Yeah, I cut my teeth on Super Street Fighter 2 for the SNES, and so I've been a long time player for that.
You shouldn't do that stuff, you will cut your teeth.
Yeah. I used to play it on hard and try to beat it with Balrog, so I don't know if any of you know how hard that is. I beat Ken, but that's as far as I got.
So we're gonna convene for a minute and
give us 2 seconds.
Just discuss.
Let him keep the 3DS.
So we just talked it over. I don't think you're going to get the job.
Thank you.
As a concession prize, a little something, because we appreciate the hard work you put in, we are going to let you keep that 3DS. That's a Japanese 3DS.
Yeah.
That is Japanese
And it'll play American cards too in the US.
American cards.
Yeah, so you'll be good. Yeah, enjoy it.
Do a couple more segments. Since we did Q&A, I think we're going to skip emails, but we didn't want to skip a segment that we normally...
We do have one email that we'd like to go back to the archives.
Yeah, we're gonna dig one out of the vault.
Out of the vault. And does Ludwig have the one from the vault?
Oh yeah, so we have
it's
here.
It's all favorite.
We have a classic. Some of you might remember it.
You know what? Looking at it,
I don't think we can do this justice. We can't do this justice. There's no way.
It's too bold. There's too much. Yeah. We're gonna need somebody with better pipes, I think.
Yeah.
So like a really nice set of pipes that could maybe read this for us.
Maybe somebody who's a bit more professional, I guess.
Professional.
Like a professional sound.
Professional talk. Maybe somebody a little
Ball-esque.
A little alliterative. Somebody with an alliterative name.
Yeah.
Is there any?
Is there anybody in the audience at all?
Do we have a ball in the audience?
Is there a ball in the audience?
Is there a ball?
Anybody? No? Nobody?
Good evening, internets. How are you? For those who are curious, it is about 150 degrees in that suit. You are a gem.
Yeah. You're my hologram.
I didn't say you were like cocky or anything. Cocky. Wii Sports Resort. I am a father of a young boy. And I know that Nintendo has a reputation of cute, family-friendly products and non-violent video games. So when I bought Wii Sports Resort when it came out last week, I thought it would be appropriate for our family. My kid was begging for me to get this game. And after I checked his rating, I decided it would be okay. How was I wrong? I just found out the characters in the bicycle racing game do not wear helmets. Riding without a bicycle helmet is not only extremely irresponsible, but it can be deadly and is mandatory for minors where I live. I was shocked that Nintendo is promoting that kids ride their bikes without helmets on.
We'll edit that out.
I typically get 2 or 3 takes. They get the sense that they are invincible through video games, but guess what? In real life, there is no reset button. I thought maybe wearing a helmet was an option, like choosing the colors for your character's clothes. So I yelled at my son to choose to wear a helmet. But he told me, you can't pick that, and I was shocked. This game is rated E for everyone. But it is definitely not. Nintendo should be embarrassed and ashamed that they think riding bicycles without helmets is a good thing and something kids should learn to do. I immediately took this game away from my boy and he cursed at me. He told me I was overreacting and that I was a bad dad. This is the grief I get from trying to be a responsible father. Thanks, Nintendo. I called Walmart and asked if they knew the bicycle game Wii Sports Resort did not offer helmets for the characters, and they said, no. I asked them for my money back, and they said, no. Since the game case was open, not even the supervisor budged. Unreal. I am currently in talks with my lawyer, and we are planning on suing Nintendo to try to get this game off the shelves. I emailed the ESRB and told them to change the rating to adults only because where I live, only adults can ride a bicycle without a helmet. And even then, it's a bad idea. The icing on the cake is that yesterday my son went to ride his bike to a friend's house and he was about to leave and noticed that he wasn't wearing his helmet. I yelled at him to put it on, but he said, F off, Dad. He didn't say the letter F. I can't type out the word he really said here. And pedaled off before I could do anything. All this is happening because of Nintendo's video games. When my son was away, I unplugged the Wii and put it in my closet. Nintendo is making my son a rebel and is leading him into dangerous situations. Hopefully Nintendo will listen and recall this game so more parents like me won't have to go through all of this nonsense with their children. I love my son, and I just want him to be safe at all times. Nintendo is so irresponsible for this game, they should take issue with some sort of apology for this gigantic mistake. Sincerely, Bad Dad. So,
have you recovered?
I don't think so.
Are you having a heat flash, like hallucination? A heat flash?
I'm pretty sure that he is very sincere in writing that.
He seems, right? Like he seems like a...
He seems, I mean, I made it sound like he was very passionate about it.
To judge from your rating, you seem pretty passionate.
I mean, that dude could be 9 types of crazy, but he seems like he loves his son, and apparently bicycle safety.
over here with us, Bob. You want to wrap us up here, Chris?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. So we have about 5 minutes left. We got a couple things I wanted to give away here. First, a little plug. We got this guy. Featuring video game characters that are now zombies. He even made one featuring our own Justin McElroy as a zombie, eating a box of brainberry muffin tops. I'm going to ask Mr. Ball to toss these out into the crowd.
Hasn't he done enough? Physical labor.
No, physical labor.
Push it to the limit, Bob. What else we got? We got tomorrow?
Oh, and yeah, so tomorrow.
That's dedication, ladies and gentlemen. That's dedication. Yeah.
So he was a furry. We never
So just let it be known, Bob brought the dinosaur costume on his own. I guess he has it. I don't know. I don't want to ask questions. Tomorrow morning we have a blueberry muffin tops breakfast. I think we've got breakfast for about 500 people. Is that right? 500 people? There's a lot more than 500 people in this room, so I apologize that we can't feed everybody. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff at the breakfast tomorrow. We've got, I don't know, like probably
we've
got
Fighters Uncaged.
We've got Fighters Uncaged somewhere in about the 300 video games we brought to give away. So it's going to be on a first-come, first-served basis. Get there, get breakfast, get some free stuff. We also have our Xbox 360 fan cast tomorrow night.